Hi guys, not a hacker here. In this video, we're going to make a weather app. We will be learning how to fetch data using free weather app API. Learning how to fetch data and how to use API is very important if you want to be a web developer. If you have any questions, please leave a comment below or join my Discord server. The link will be in the description. First things first, let's create our React app. CMD npx, okay? I'm just gonna call it app weather. For this tutorial, we're going to be using the free Weather API. To use Weather API, you need an account. So just sign up and create an account. Since I already have an account, all I have to do is sign in. Once you sign in, you should see an API key here at the top. This API key is what will we be using to fetch data. The good thing about Weather API is they have an API Explorer. Here you can test your API and search for a place, for example, New York. So I'm just gonna grab my API key, copy, paste, and forecast, and then show response. So you will get all of this information for free. So let's go back to our code. So I'm just gonna cd app weather, and then code dot to open VS Code. Here I'm just gonna delete the values that we don't need. So I'm also gonna clear index.css, and I'm gonna do asterisk to select all elements, and then apply a margin of 0 and a padding of 0. Save, and I'm going app the CSS, and I'm going to remove everything here. Save. Inside app.js, I'm going to remove logo svg and the header. Inside public folder, I'm going to delete these files. Now I'm just going to run my website just to make sure that everything is working. Alright, so we're getting error in index.js. Save. Inside app.js, let's just print out something like hello. Save. And there we see the hello. So everything is working. I'm just gonna remove this. So how do we fetch, right? If we go to Google and we search JavaScript fetch, click on the first link, and here we use fetch function, and then the URL. We then get the response in JSON, and then here we are just console logging the data. So copy this. Let's get into our code. Here at the top, I'm just going to paste the fetch function. Here the URL will be different. So if we go back to Weather API, if we go to API Explorer, get your API key, paste that here, and forecast, and then show response. Here is the URL that we need. So copy this, go back to our code, and here we're just going to paste that in, just like that, right? Here instead of London, here we're going to create a state variable. I'm just going to call it place, set place, and use state. And initially it will be New York. Save. And we need to define use state. So I'm just gonna import use state from save. And here instead of London, it will be place because we want to change London to something else like New York, California, right? So here I'm just gonna copy this, and then here $, curly bracket, and then here I'm just gonna put place, right? So this fetch will be a function. So here const handle fetch, and inside I'm just gonna put the fetch. In here we're gonna have an input and a button that'll say search. For the value attribute, it will be place, and then on change, it will be set place e that target that value, and make sure that we pass in our e. All right, so if we go back to our website, I'm just gonna zoom in, and if we F12 to go to our console, and if we search for California, And here we need to on click handle fetch. Save. Let's go back to our website and let's say California and then search. As you can see, we'll get an object with all the information about California. So there's a lot of information here that we can use, but for now, we're only going to use condition, temp F, and the location, name, and country. So let's go back to our code. And here I'm going to const place information or place info and set place info use state, and that will be an empty object. Here, console log data, we need to set place info and the information that we want, right? So let's see. So we want the name, which is going to be location and name. So data that location that name, and for the country, we want data, location, and country. So here we're gonna create another object. It will be called Fahrenheit, and it will include the current temperature, which will be temperature in Fahrenheit. So it'll be current and temp underscore F. Data that current that temp underscore F. We also want the high temperature. So if we go back, if we open forecast and forecast day, open the first element of the array and then day, we will see the max temperature in Fahrenheit and the minimum temperature in Fahrenheit. So it'll be data, forecast, forecast day, and since we want the first element of the array is going to be 0 dot and day, and we want the max temperature in Fahrenheit. So it'll be max temp underscore F for Fahrenheit, and then we also want the low. So I'm just gonna copy and paste that low in here. I'm just gonna, instead of max temp underscore F, it will be min temp F. We also want the condition. So here I'm gonna put condition. Condition will be current condition in text. Data that current that condition at text and save. Now, if we console log place info, we should have all the information that we need. So let's refresh our website and let's search for Africa. Search. As you can see, we'll get an object with the condition, the country, the current Fahrenheit, the high temperature, low temperature, and the name. Let's put the input in the button in one div and we'll name it search input and paste the input and button elements inside the div. And here we're also going to create another div and we'll name the class name weather container. Inside weather container, we'll have another div and we'll name it the top part and an H2. Top part will have an H1, which is going to be the current temperature, and another div, and we'll name the class name condition high and low. So this part will be the top part, and the condition high low will be the weather data condition. We'll have our high and low. So here we'll have Fahrenheit and high. Here we'll have Fahrenheit and oh, instead of weather data, it should be place info. And then for the H1, we'll have place info, that Fahrenheit, that current, save. And for the H2, we'll have place info and the name, and we'll also have place info, that country, save. And then let's go back to our website. So we have the current temperature in Fahrenheit, we have the condition, we have the high, and we have the low. And we have the name and the country. What we have left is to design our website. For this search button, we'll be using an icon from Material UI. So search for material UI icons, getting started, and this one. Let's go back to our code, install. Let's go back to our icon, and we need to install one more thing, which is the MUI flash icons dash material. npm install MUI flash icons dash material. We're also going to be using background images. So inside source folder, create a folder called assets. Inside assets, we'll have images of all the conditions. So I already have images downloaded, so I'm just gonna drag it here. These images, I get it from unsplash.com. They are free to use. So if you need background images, I would suggest going to Unsplash and just download the free images and use that here. And here for app, I'm just gonna change the A to a small letter A. And here, we're gonna have a style and apply the background image. So here, we're gonna have to check the conditions, right? So place info that condition. I'm gonna convert the string to all lowercase. I'm going to check if the condition is clear or if the condition is sunny. If it is, we'll apply a background image URL, and then here it will be clear. So we just need to make sure that we import clear from assets and then clear that JPEG. I'm also going to import all of the images. So here, if it's not clear or sunny, I'll make sure to get rid of this. If it's not clear or sunny, you need to check if place and info that condition includes cloudy. If that's true, then we need the background image to be the cloudy image. If that's not true, then we need to check if the place that info condition, I'm gonna convert this condition to lowercase, and if this condition includes rainy, then we'll have the background image to be rainy. And one more, if we have place info condition, oops, lower case is a function, so we need the parentheses open and close. Here includes snow, then we'll have the background image snow. In here, else, we're just gonna have the background image overcast. So here we need to add an optional chaining, save. So if we go to our website, we see this cannot read properties of undefined current. The reason why we're getting that error is when we refresh the page, it automatically looks for the Fahrenheit current, but they are not ready, so we need to add the optional chaining question mark. So here, what we're basically saying is that if they are not ready, then don't print anything out. But if they are ready and if they are available, then we'll print Fahrenheit the current. So, and we shouldn't be getting that error anymore. For the current, I'm just gonna add a degree and the Fahrenheit. Same thing for high and low, save. And if we go back to our website, now as you can see, we get this degrees and a Fahrenheit, but without the temperature. So what we need to do is go back here, and we need to use effect, and here we need to handle fetch. So when we refresh the page, this will run this function. It will call the function handle fetch. So this function will run, and then the initial place as New York. So if we save, if we go back to our website, we need to define use effect, and there we go. Now everything is working. All we have to do is apply the style that we want. Open app.css. Make sure that app CSS is imported. And also, one more thing that we almost forgot is the search icon. So if we go back to material icons and search for search, this is the search icon we'll be using. So copy back to our code and just paste that in right like that. Copy search icon, and then here instead of button, it will be search icon on click. We're also gonna have a class name attribute, and we'll name it search button. We also want this icon to be a large icon, so font size large. This button, we don't need it, so we're just going to remove it. If we go back to our website, we should be able to see the search icon. Then there we go. and let's apply the CSS. For the font family, let's go to Google Font and search Meriwether Sans. Here, click this and just select the style and then import and then just copy the at import. Let's go back to our code and then just paste that just like that. So let's select our app class name and then we'll apply a height, a render view height width of 100 view width. Let's make the background position center, background size cover position relative, and here the font family Meriwether Sans and then color white for all the text color, and then we're all gonna also apply a transition duration for 1 second, and for any overflow we're gonna keep it hidden. Select our search input. For our search input we're gonna have a display flex, align, item center, and justify item. For the search input we're gonna have it row. We're gonna have it flex row, so flex direction row, and position absolute, so that we can move it any way we want. So for now, let's save this. Let's go back to our website. Our input is right here, and our search icon is right here. So let's move it to the right 200 pixel and top 810. For the border top, I'm gonna have a 1 pixel solid RGBA 255 5 0.5, and also for the border left. Save. I'm also gonna apply a border radius of 15 pixel, and we also want background of the input will be RGBA 55, 255, 5, and 0.3. We're also gonna make the background a little bit blurry by drop filter blur 1 pixel. We're also gonna hide the overflows and then the padding of 3 pixels. Save. For our search input, we're gonna apply a font size of 25, a width of 295 pixel, a font size of 40 pixel, and a padding top, bottom, left, and right 5 pixel. Also remove the border and the outline, and let's color the text white and a background transparent. And make sure that you are zoom out. So here we see our input, and for our search input placeholder, we're gonna color the text white. And we'll forget one thing here. Let's go back to our handle fetch function. If after we click the search icon, we want to reset our input text. So save. For our search button, if we hover over our search icon, we don't see the click hand. So if we apply a cursor pointer and save, and if we hover it, we will see the hand icon. So if we go back to our code, we will also scale the search icon to 1.2 and then a margin right 10 pixel. We're also gonna scale the search icon to 1.4 if we hover over it. So let's go back to our code and hover over it. You can see it is scaled to 1.4. So for weather container, we're gonna target the H2. So it will be this element. So we're gonna apply a position absolute, a font size of 64 pixel, left 73 pixel, and top 870 pixel. For the top part, it includes the current height, the condition in the high and low. We're gonna apply position absolute, display flex, align item center, justify content center. We're gonna flex direction row and left 73 pixel and 673 pixel for the top. And we also want to make our current Fahrenheit temperature to be bigger, so we're gonna select top part and we're gonna target H1 and we're gonna apply a font size of 180 pixels. Save. If we go back to our website, we should see a bigger font current Fahrenheit. Let's go back to our code. For the condition high, low, so it's not close to the current temperature. So if we hit save and go back to our website, as you can see, it moved to the right just a bit. And inside condition high, low, we're gonna select the first H1, so H1 and of type, which is going to be the first. We're gonna apply a font size of 64, and for the second one and for the third one, which is the high and low, we're going to apply a font size of 36. Save, and let's go see our website. Now everything should be working, including the transition. So if we search for Mexico, search, let's see, moderate or heavy rain with thunder, and it's currently 62.6 Fahrenheit with a high of 78.6 Fahrenheit and a low of 52.7 degrees Fahrenheit. If you guys have any questions, comment down below or join my Discord server. The link will be in the description. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you've liked the video, please leave a like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in my next video.